Aggravation. I think I've talked about this before, but I want to talk about it again. Because the devil, he's relentless in deterring your path from the goal that you set out. Trying to get you off track from what God has set in your heart to do. Normally a person would want to talk about what to do when the devil comes in aggravating circumstances. And you know, he's continuously going before God. The Bible tells us that in the book of Job, he is the accuser of the brethren. And he goes before God and he accuses us and causes God to send circumstances our way that will slow us down or hinder us. But in these circumstances, God has another purpose as well. In everything the devil speaks to him in, God lays out a challenge to the devil in it. That's also in the book of Job. It's not dialogued very much, but there's a clear message there that God has taken the challenge of the devil and he has caused Job to love him rather than hate him. And that's a choice that everybody makes. That's a choice that people that don't believe in God make. They make a choice every day of their life. That's why the Bible talks about the mercies of God are renewed every day. Because every day that you live, you get another chance to get to know God, to draw close to Him, to take advantage of the mercy that He has given out. And whether you accept it or not, whether you decide to turn toward the Lord or not, it's there. The mercy is there. The chance is there. The evidence is there. And that's why a lot of people, they take it for granted that it will continuously always be there. But there's a day that it will end. There's a day that God's mercy will end. There's a day that God will stop. And the same thing with the devil. There's a time when all that will stop, when the aggravation of the enemy will just cease to be. And we're going to be here doing this thing every day of our life. If we live to be 150 years old, we'll still be going through these challenges, because the devil is a spiritual entity. He's not physical. He doesn't wear down. He doesn't get old. But he is spiritual, and he'll have the same energy 150 years from today as he had 150 years ago. You know, he doesn't change his tactics. He's still the same purpose. He's still the same devil. So he's not gonna change. God's not gonna change. The only time any of that's ever gonna change is when God puts chains on the old devil and bounds him up for 1,000 years, which is going to be very shortly. Okay, but what to do when the devil comes challenging, when the devil comes aggravating, when circumstances just get too hard for you? This is what you do. You pray. Number one, you pray. Because you can't pray and worry at the same time. Number two, you leave it in God's hands. I mean, physically, mentally, on purpose, believe it in God's hand. Trust Him. Trust Him to change the situation for you so that you can make it better the next day. Trust God to change things that you'll be able to come through, and you'll be able to make it and survive. And not only survive, but shining out on the other side. God's promise is that He will give us joy. He sent His Son into this world, the Bible tells us, that He might destroy the aggravating works of the devil. Amen. Alright, God bless. Thanks for joining me. See you again next time. Cross in the Middle Ministry.